Hello again.
I take it Sir still does not wish for me to take Sir's coat.
No.
Very good, sir. Please feel free to continue to damage the priceless hardwood floor.
Nice hop.
Sirs,
You have a...
one is...
Did you know that Madame Lodestone was buried in the Salaci Mausoleum?
Sir has many questions, but alas, I have few answers.
What can you tell me about the Count?
I regret to inform, sir, that the Count's health has been in gradual decline and that he will probably not live to see the new year.
That's 5 months away.
Sir's grasp of mathematics dazzles me, sir.
What's the problem?
Merely that, unlike Sir, I have not been blessed with a truly dizzying intellect.
With the Count, I mean.
The Count's health has been failing for some years now, but I believe he has never been so bad as since the loss of his one companion.
His companion? Who's that?
I fear that my idle tongue has already revealed too much of the Count's private affairs, and I would ask that Sir respect the Count's privacy, lest I be forced to provide Sir with a thick ear.
What can you tell me?
I regret,
That's 5.
Sir,
What's the...
merely
With
the Count.
his... Who's that?
I fear that my...
So,
Why Sir believes that asking me again will yield any different answer is beyond my comprehension, and must therefore be a sign of the staggering intellectual advantage that Sir possesses over such a humble retainer.
I'll be back. I bet you can't wait.
Indeed, sir. My anticipation is almost tangible.
Go and polish that floor, will you? The book was about the lineage and heraldry of the nobility of the city of Ankh. I didn't understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it. There was no way I was going to try and smash such an incredible work of art.
Ah, Mr. Luton, how may I help you now?
Just a few questions. Your interest in the Mundy case wouldn't have something to do with your missing companion, would it?
Why, Mr. Luton, I'm impressed. You actually do have some detective skills.
What's the deal?
He was my friend. Perhaps my last friend. He was a dwarf of simple tastes, and when I was younger, he drove my carriage for me. These days, given that I am confined to the conservatory, I have no need for a driver, but I kept Regin on the payroll so that I should have someone to talk to.
When did he go missing?
3 days ago. He took the carriage out that night and has not been seen since.
And you thought Carlotta might have employed me to look for him?
I was hoping, yes.
You could always employ me to find him.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interests?
I don't see why. Anyway, there isn't a conflict of interest that I know about that couldn't be solved with a generous cash settlement.
Be assured that if you can find Regin, I can offer you substantial recompense.
Then I'll see what I can do. The Count gave me an iconograph of Reagan to help my investigations. My mind was already racing. 3 days ago, the Milka arrives. 3 days ago, Reagan disappears. Now, I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day. But I don't trust coincidences. Something deeper was going on here, and I was going to find out what. Because I can't stand a secret, and because I have a burning need to find the truth. But mostly, because there was a wad of money in it for me if I found out. I'll be back later.
I look forward to it.
Why must I?
Hello again. Hello. I'm looking for a dwarf named Reagan. He's been missing. Missing? What kind of missing? Missing for a few hours, missing person, missing in the shades? Help me out here, will you? Missing person, I guess. How long's he been missing? 3 days. 3 days? You've got to be kidding. That barely counts as a hangover in Ankh-Morpork, let alone a missing person case. How long would he have to be missing then? I'd say at least 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Of course, it'd depend on who he was. If the patrician went missing for 3 hours, it'd warrant an investigation. Justice for some, eh? Hello again. Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know how you'd love to talk, but Well, I think I found Therma's body. It's in the Salachi Mausoleum.
Need to see body. Take me there.
Okay. Nice to see someone dealing with the grieving process at high speed. Cut straight to the acceptance. It saves a lot of time, doesn't it? I don't know why I bother sometimes. Not as if he's listening to me. Maybe it'd help if I hit him with something, like maybe a really heavy building.
Need to see body.
Of course you do. Here's the tomb.
Need to see body.
Hey, it's going to be pretty ugly in there. I mean, she was crushed under a house. That'd mess up even a troll.
Need to see body.
Malachite pushed the slab off the tomb like he was opening a jam jar. Inside was some rubble that I assumed was Therma's body. Frankly, there wasn't much to go on. Trolls are rocks, and that's the whole story.
Not Therma. Keep looking.
Are you crazy? How could you tell?
Not Therma. Keep looking.
I was beginning to wonder if Malachite was mad. If he was, I could at least make use of it. Okay, I've got no soul. I must be a heel. All right, I'll keep looking. But I've got a problem. There's this building I need to get into, but I can't do it. I need a grappling iron. A grappling iron like the one you have. Look, I need to borrow your grappling iron. Do you understand?
Give you hook. You find Therma.
That's the deal. I couldn't help but wonder what it meant if that rubble wasn't Therma. Had Sapphire lied to me? I wouldn't be surprised. Frankly, I was more surprised by people telling me the truth than telling lies. Lies flow like water, but the truth burns. That's not a bad line. I better write that down. Malachite gave me the grapple and left the mausoleum without another word. I examined the body closely, but all I could see of interest were the troll's diamond teeth glinting at me. All my best instincts told me not to take the tooth, but I just ignored them. I'm back. So I... This seems like a nice... No, it doesn't. You, apparently. You look a little... Have you always... No. Did you... Sure. Well, there's some... Or in... Did you... Only some... Why don't you just talk to her yourself? Just don't bother her while she's working. Have you seen Sapphire? She's not here. She went off to see someone. Who? Who do I look like? A keeper? There was nothing I could do with...
You came back.
I wasn't about to flash the stolen tooth around. Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Hello again.
Hello yourself.
I showed Reagan's picture to Captain Jenkins. Maybe he recognized it, and he just wasn't telling me. But if he did, he didn't let on. I decided not. Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
I showed Reagan's picture to the first mate, and he recognized it.
Yes, I think that was the dwarf who pulled up in a carriage shortly after we docked. I think he collected some of the cargo, too.
Do you remember which way he went?
He drove away upwards at high speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd caused an accident somewhere down the line.
Can you tell me anything about the carriage the dwarf was driving?
I'm sorry, I can't remember. My memory isn't very good. I need things to jog it.
Would a crowbar work?
But that's not what I meant.
I wasn't about to... I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I was... I've got a few more questions. Three nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
Can't help you with that.
I really didn't want to talk to anyone about the grappling iron. If it wasn't for the watchman, I could probably get in through the doors. As it was, I needed another plan. The skylight was locked tight. Breaking into the warehouse was easier than I thought, but then I was a natural pessimist. Living in Ankh-Morpork did that to a man. What little light there was in the warehouse was coming through the skylight, and shadows played on the walls as I searched for something to help the case. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was desperate enough that anything would do. I wasn't about to try carrying a huge crate around with me. The torn matchbook had been found in the Pier 5 warehouse. There was something written on the back of the matchbook, but a corner of the matchbook had become ripped off somehow. I could make out the words Whalebone Lane, but it was clear that something was missing. The torn matchbook had been found in the... There was something I could... The scrap of cardboard I'd found in one of the bunks on the Milka had a... The invitation read as...
Luton, come, Carla.